Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Teahouse. Tonight, we're going to be discussing all of the various drills and forms and things that I practice every single night. And for those people who are strong enough to stick around until the very, very end, you get to see the world premiere of my new, just filmed yesterday morning, summer ad. So hopefully that'll get people to actually want to stick around until the end of the show so they can catch that. But first, as always, go through the various comments that we have today because, wow, 61 comments. As always, first to the door is my lovely Foxy. Evening all, welcome to Teahouse. And Trey is here this evening. Evening Trey. Have some rain coming in. Hopefully it won't interfere with anything. It was sprinkling about an hour ago. It does look kind of nasty out that way, so hopefully it will behave itself. And there is the brains, the man, the myth, the legend behind Independent Creator Directory, Joe Bachman. If the rain does naughty things, I can always hop in the studio. That would be appreciated. Just stream between the raindrops. Yeah, we'll try. We'll see. And good evening, folks. Good evening, Joe. And there is Kitty greeting everyone. Evening, Kitty. Good idea, Trey. Yeah, we'll try. We'll try. Trey greets Kitty, and usually we're okay with the rain, but if it gets bad, sometimes we have issues. Yeah. It's not doing anything at the moment. At least I don't think it is. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. And Joe greets Foxy and Trey and Kitty. Good to see you, Joe. Yes, it's always good to see my lovely sword family coming to visit. How was everyone's day? Good. Spent part of the day with Rich helping with the move of locations. Good. Glad he's got some help. Besides the pending storm, how was your day? Fun stuff. We'd have helped if we could. Absolutely. I have a truck. We could move things. Fairly relaxing. Foxy actually got an afternoon nap in that slept good. I passed out for like 2.5 hours. And there is a lovely Dawn. Evening, kids. Ted and I will be leaving for dinner about 7, but I can hang around until then. And even probably on the car on my earbuds. Have a nice dinner. Yes. Always enjoy dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Trey greeting Dawn. Just sandwiches from a local fast Italian food place. Food already. Yeah. Sounds about right. Should get Rich settled in. About that time. Is it always about that time to talk about food with us? Fast Italian food. I'm sure Foxy and my friend Gianna will have something to say about that. Oh, boy. Yeah. So, for those who don't know, Gianna is Italian. Full-blooded Italian. So she tends to have opinions on pretty much anything, but when it comes to Italian food, she's got opinions. We'll just leave it at that for now. Mostly ended up needing to stop early due to physical limitations on our part, but there was some young blood there that was able to help with the rest. Good. Got the majority of the larger items moved in and in their places before our bodies gave out, though. Oh, boy. I know about that. Hey, everyone. Hello, Donna. Good evening, Donna. Good job recognizing when you need to stop. I'm still working on that one. Yes, you are. Good news. Yes. Trey greets Donna, and Foxy greets Donna. And yes, greetings. Greetings. Good to hear, Joe. Thanks for helping take care of our rich. Yeah. I really wish not sometimes, I frequently wish that we lived closer so that we could actually take part in all of the actual fun activities that we have going on. And yes, I actually do consider helping someone move to be fun because you get to hang out and socialize and things that you don't normally get to do on, a regular basis. Foxy, one of my PTs once told me to recognize your full potential, then pull back to 80% of that. I've done that ever since with everything. Interesting advice. Moving is always a chore. It's nice you were there to help out. Yes. Place is called Avanti's, and they're kind of like fast food in some ways, but they also have dine-in. I just won't mention it to Gianna. We'll just leave it at that. Good advice, yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, Carl. Thank you for dropping in. I try to do that, but my 80% moves around on me, which is highly annoying. Yeah. Helped me not hurt myself several times, Katie. I'm sure it has. Don needs to recognize the full potential to find the 80%, but I usually push through full. So my 80 is probably closer to 100. I'm a mess. So we're all of us. It's just kind of how we are. Greetings, Carl. Greetings again. Don, you're an overachiever. That's all. Love you. Yes. And Donna, greetings, Blitzman dude. Yes. One day I might do all the things and be fine. Next, I might not manage a thing without regrets. Yeah. Good evening, Carl. Just noticed you slipped into the chat. He is ninja. Nope, not going to do it. Helps that I'm proudly lazy too. Garfield the cat is my idol. Garfield is pretty awesome. I've not been as impressed with most of the recent, we'll say, media going around. But Garfield is good. I often surprise Donna by accident. I guess I'm too quiet. Yeah, I tend to do that too. It just happens. Showtime. Yes. Don't forget to like and share. Yes. Thank you, Donna, for doing my job because I'm horrible at it. Come on, YouTube, start. Are we not broadcasting? What's going on? Oh, we must be. Donna greeting me. Yes. New ad, yes, but you have to stick around till the very end. And I may have already uploaded it to most of the other brands on here, so no one else will have to do it later. Maybe. Possibly. Perhaps. Carl greeting me. Hello, Carl. Had to refresh 3 times, huh? Odd. Trey, you were doing great today in Muncie. I actually had to walk over to Walmart about an hour and 10 minutes ago to go get my 2 Walmart Muncies of the day. Just realized I went directly to food with the first comment. Yes, you did. It is a tea house. We can order snacks as well. Yes, but they have to be They can't be Italian snacks. See, they have to be Asian or Asian fusion snacks. Otherwise, it doesn't fit in the general theme of the show. So we have to be careful. Dawn took a 2-hour nap this afternoon as well. It's definitely a day for afternoon naps, I think. Trey greeting Carl. Westville was packed with him on the way home, so I got to cap while Joe was driving. Cheater! Vonti's is good. Been there before? Okay. Nice, Trey. Rizzy's is real Italian, but so expensive. We save that place for special occasions. Pretty much the only 2 places Ted will go that doesn't have burgers. We have 5 kind of sit down, fancy type restaurants in town, and most of them are they're hella expensive, so we don't usually go unless we save up for them or someone else is paying. So yeah. Joe has been told he's very quiet for a large person. Okay. I am too, Joe. I am more quiet the less pain I'm in. That's definitely true. Does that every once in a while for him too? Huh. Don't think I've ever had that problem, but grabbed a few greenies. Good job, yeah. I'm a gamer. And so when cell phone games or mobile games in general latch onto that gamer mindset, it tends to work on me. And knowing that there is a streak in Muncie, I have to, right now, my longest streak is 11 days, which really isn't that many. But before that, I would go 6 days and then miss a day, and then 6 days and miss a day. So getting to almost double that, I felt like I accomplished something. So now I'm back on, let's get the streak going. I have a 1,400 and something day streak on Duolingo for my language lessons every day. It's that video game mindset. They know how to play on that. Watch you all, offer advice sometimes, nag sometimes, yeah. No Asian fusion for Ted. They were on port next to an open air fish market in Japan for a few days. See, that's different. That's a wet market. That's not really like anything fusion. That's, you smell nothing but fish all the time. It's just, that's one of the biggest reasons I don't do seafood, is the smell. I cannot handle the smell because I went to a fish hatchery a lot, like every summer on a family vacation growing up. And that smell just is absolutely nauseating to me. So anytime someone is cooking any kind of fish, my brain immediately goes back to that hatchery, and I'm just like, no, I cannot do seafood. Can't do it. Asian fusion snacks always work, especially some good. See, I've never, going back to the fish thing, I've never actually had good sushi because my brain cannot get past the hang up of it being fish. I've been to several really, really good Japanese restaurants. Our Chinese restaurant across town had sushi in the beginning, then stopped, then started back up again, and I still cannot bring myself to actually eat it. Most of the component parts, other than the fish, I actually enjoy. I like rice. I can handle certain sauces, like dipping sauces, depending on what it is. But I can't get past the fish. I don't know. Totally understandable why Ted wouldn't want Asian fusion. Don't care for fish treats, but generally fruits. See, fruits are good. Get a badge for Munsey Streaks. I'm aware. Won't eat Asian as well. Oh, disappointed. We'll just have to discuss metal and Legos instead. Which is why Foxy doesn't do fish often. Yeah. Probably had a topic. Well, it's going to be a fairly short one if I'm completely honest. He'll get there, I'm sure. Yeah. See, we're to the end. See, time performs. Yes. A couple weeks ago, tea. We're sticking with the wild berry for a while because I got a whole brand new friggin' box of it, and I still want to try that. Was it ginger maple? I think. No, it was peach. It was peach. That Trey talked about. I do still want to try that. If I can find it, I might do that in a couple of months when I go through more of the backlog of tea that you can almost see sitting on top of my microwave right there. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about learning the Yang Simplified 24 form without ever going to class, and my Sherfu going home and printing the certificate for that form without ever actually seeing me do the form. You know, that he had the faith in me that I could actually do it without actually seeing it. And I was going to show people this. This is the binder that I have all of the certificates of all the forms I learned from that Sherfu. And we have, now, most of these are from 15 or more years ago. And in the meantime, I have learned other forms, and I've forgotten some of these forms because they just were not things I actually wanted to learn. But the very first one is one that I still remember, and is one that if you go back in this channel to one of my first videos, you can see me performing, and that is, can I cover this up? The Dragon Spring Jian sword form. That's the very first one because I was very, very proud of that one. And then we have Damo Jian sword form. That one I don't remember as well, which is kind of unfortunate because I actually really did enjoy learning that form. But it I don't know. It didn't stick as well as the Dragon Spring Sword did. I don't know. But here it is. Yang Simplified 24 of the Yang Style Tai Chi. Issued to me on the 21st of April in 2010. Then we have the Yanqing Dao broadsword form. we have the Spiral Dragon Staff and the Yecha Staff. We have the Yang Family Spear form. For the people who are curious, this one, the Yang Family Spear, is what is going to be shown in my summer ad later. I get a spear form. This is the Spring-Autumn Quandao form. Again, if you go back to the first variety show video and fast forward past the first section, which is my Shifu doing a fan form, dog, then you'll get to see me doing the Quandao form. Mantis Hand of Praying Mantis and Little Tiger Swallow of Mantis. Yes, I know. I have to do it because I said the word swallow, but it's talking about the bird. Talking about the bird. And Foxy does have a Tai Chi and staff form. It's not in the binder, I don't think, but she did get a certificate for her Tai Chi class, and she was learning the staff along with me. So she also has one of the, the Spiral Dragon staff. She learned that one with me. And then we have one last one, which is Small Baji of Baji Quan. Now, I'm not bringing up all of this to brag. I'm just showing. Yeah, she never really did well with the sword, which is kind of sad. Yep, there was my hoolie. So the Yang is the family spear form unique to that specific family, like you talked about a couple episodes ago. Okay, so, yes. The Yang family spear is from the same lineage as the Yang Tai Chi, as far as I'm aware. And it was kind of passed down in just the family for a fair bit of time before someone outside the family was able to learn the form. Because you have to keep in mind that a lot of martial arts back in the day were very secretive outside of the family. You had to, you had to be part of the family or married into the family to learn the family style. So if you see something, a form that actually has family in the name, then it's going to be that family's style. And you can trace lineages back to find the progenitor, the beginning of that style. And he probably learned a different form and then just adapted it himself and created a whole new style based on whatever beginning style was there. So I don't bring that up to brag. But all of these forms were forms that I learned from one person starting in 2009. And I think the small baji was the last one I learned from him, possibly. No, it wasn't. Wow. So what was? Okay. 2011. 2011. Most of these are in 1 year. 1 year. 2010 out of, we start at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 11 forms, 9 of them were all in 2010. Should be proud of them. It's a big investment of your time, and it really was. But learning 9 forms in 1 year, I don't really consider that to be an accomplishment. See, that was one of my issues with this Sherful, is he thought it was a big accomplishment of someone to be able to learn multiple forms in a short period of time. But the problem with doing that is you're learning the form, you're learning the movement, but you're not understanding the concepts. You can just go out there and you can do the form, but do you actually understand how it's supposed to work? And no, you don't. It's an incredible amount of work. And it was to keep everything clear in my head and not jumble them up. There's a video out there of me performing the broadsword form. It's at one of our local festivals. And it was not my first time on stage. Yes. The Yanqing broadsword form. You go on my channel. There's 3 videos of demos, performances that I have done. The first one was the first variety show, and that was literally the first time I had done a form on stage, and that was the Dragon Spring Sword. And then there is the Yanqing broadsword form. When I got there, the day of the performance, I was asked by Sherful if I also felt comfortable doing, doing the Dragon Spring Tian form as well. And I said yes. I should have said no. Because the day before the performance, I was 2.5 hours away helping a friend, a person that I'm no longer friends with, who is a giant not going to say the word. But I helped him move the day before my performance, got back here in town in the evening, woke up the next morning, and went straight to the park. And I had only been practicing the broadsword form. So I got up, did the broadsword form, got back off stage, picked up my Jian, went up there to do the Dragon Spring Sword, got through the first 3 or 4 movements, and just blanked. I could not remember the rest of the form. So I just kind of improvised and just kind of threw something together. And one of the things that Shifu would tell us when we were performing is that if we forgot, don't stop moving. So I didn't. And it was all on film. I don't remember. I think Foxy was filming me that day. Because if you go and watch the Dragon Spring Sword performance, my dad was filming that, and he kept zooming in on my face and doing things that he wasn't supposed to do. So the second variety show, when I did the Quan Dao form, and I'm pretty sure when I did that performance at International Days, I had Foxy film it, and I deleted that video. And I shouldn't have. I should have kept it, because it was apparently impressive enough that when I got back off stage and Shifu was standing there, I expected him to be upset because I screwed up the performance. And he just kind of looked at me, and he just kind of nodded and just said impressive and went up on stage and did his performance. So I apparently did something right, but I have no idea what I did. I was doing the beginning of the form that I remembered, and then my brain just shut off. But we're 35 minutes into this, and I haven't actually gotten to the subject of what I'm supposed to be talking about here. Of all of these forms, I remember 3 or 4 of them all the way through. I do the Yang Simplified 24, the Dragon Spring Sword, the Coiling Dragon Staff, the Mantis Hand form, and some of the Little Tiger Swallow from Mantis. The rest of them, I don't remember. So when I wanted to do the spear form for my ad, I had to go back and watch the second variety show video, because my martial brother Sergio does that form in the video. When I did the staff form for my spring ad, that's part of the Coiling Dragon Staff that me and Foxy learned. When I do these forms for my ads, I don't actually do the form correctly. I'll splice bits and pieces of it in so that you have a 25 seconds of the form, so you can see some of what it is. I try and pick out what I consider to be the best parts of the form. My winter ad was a Bagua sword form. It wasn't the Dragon Spring sword. If I decide to redo the winter ad, maybe I'll do the Dragon Spring sword. But I will take pieces of the forms and splice them together. Now, all of this to say that every single day I do Yang Simplified 24. Usually in the morning. Because I have learned that if I do forms at night before bed, I can't sleep. Doing forms for me is more than just exercise. It's energizing. It's meditation. And it actually gives me energy. So if I do forms at night, I can't sleep. So I do the Yang 24. I do the Dragon Spring Sword. And I do a combination of Mantis and Bagua empty-handed every single day. I also have a Qigong form that I do, but I don't do it every day. I probably should start, but sometimes I run out of morning before I run out of things, forms and drills to do. So I'll try and pick and choose. Being perfect does not show how great you are. Adapting to when things do not go as planned shows your perseverance. Yep. Yeah. And Foxy thinks I did well. And filming the recent ad was toasty. Yes, it was. And it was at 10:30 in the morning, and it was already like 85 degrees outside. Didn't I play a video with Bruce Lee saying be water? Oh, you mean this one right here?
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Yeah. Run out of morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, that's usually how it happens, too. Why do you think there's such a big gap sometimes between my comments on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings? Because I'm standing right over here doing my forms for the morning. It's usually Tuesday, Thursday, and sometimes on the weekends when I do the Qigong. So every single day, Dragon Spring Sword, Yang Simplified 24, and like I said, I do a combination of a Bagua and Mantis empty hand form. Don't we all, Dawn? Yeah. Especially Wednesdays. Foxy has to be really careful with Qigong. Sometimes she passes out. Yeah, it's true. And that's just in the morning. I actually do things at night before bed. And for those who watched my my sword review, you'll recognize this. That was a Father's Day present. And I've been training with it since Father's Day. So when I do the Dragon Spring Sword, it's with this. When I practice the Bagua sword form, it's with this. But also, at the end of the day, at night, I will do sword drills. Now, there used to be, right there is a ceramic owl that my parents used to have in their garden to try and keep, birds and stuff from eating the food in the garden. I used to take a small piece of wood. Actually, I can go grab it. This guy right here. I would take this, and one of the feet in that owl over there, that guy right here, one of the feet is broken out, so there's a hole. And I would take this, and I would stick it in the hole. Yeah. And then I would use this as a target for different blocks and strikes with my sword. The problem with that is the owl kept getting pushed farther and farther back on the bar. So I kind of had to stop doing that because I was afraid if it fell backwards right behind the bar there, right? I mean, you can see how far back that thing is right there. Right behind there is my sink. I was afraid if I kept doing that, it would fall into the sink and just completely shatter. So I stopped doing that. I also used to have a small key ring that I would hang from the ceiling on a piece of fishing line. And I would use that as a pel. I would take a thumbtack and a piece of fishing line that I had cut. I'd tie the fishing line to the thumbtack, stick the thumbtack in the ceiling so that the ring was hanging right about here. And I would use that. I would use that as a point work target. It was only key ring size, so you really had to be really, really good to get the tip in, You have to have really, really good aim sometimes. And yes, I saw those comments. You know what? We're just gonna leave that up while we go back and read through these comments. Yes, we are. Gonna go grab his wood on the show. Hey, you can only see from my chest down. What do you know what I'm doing down here? You have no idea. Couldn't resist. I know. Oh my. Yes. Not getting any better? No, it's not. Knows us so well, I should. After however friggin' long it's been. Okay, we're gonna take this down for now. But I don't do the key ring anymore because the fishing line broke. Foxy is laughing at us. Asking Dawn asking Trey if she grabbed her pearl necklace. Yes, I'm sure she did. Or would that be Joe's pearl necklace? Philosophical musings. Is the person giving or the person receiving the owner of said pearl necklace? Oh, we can get more string. I'm not too worried about that. It's just, I just haven't done it because I have so much other stuff. But I shared, I shared a link in our friend Nick's Facebook group, Historical Fencing Guild, which you can also catch on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time every Friday. You can also catch Nick on Nevermind the Furthermore Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 8 a.m. Historical Fencing Guild is at 6 p.m. And these are all mountain times because screw you, I live in mountain time. But I shared a link in the Historical Fencing Guild Facebook page to a website for Myers Cutting Square. Now, people who are not aware, this is a historical European martial arts system, Joachim Meyer, and he developed a 4-point square to teach you to cut, and then when that cut is blocked, to redirect to come at it from a different angle. And I found that a while ago. I don't even remember how long I don't remember how long ago it's been. And I recently remembered it because another friend of the show, Alec, who is not here today, is starting to pick up the sword. And for some reason, I remembered this website, even though I hadn't looked at it in a while. But I remembered it. So I had to go through on Facebook and scroll back, and back. Probably over a year's worth of Facebook posts to find this website. And I found it, and I shared that on Friday's that Friday's show. And when I remembered the website, I decided, hey, I enjoy cross training because, as I'm fairly certain I've mentioned on past streams of mine, how can you understand your opponent unless you understand how they fight? I don't just train in pure Chinese martial arts because I like being able to understand that if I come up against someone who is not fighting in the style that I train, that I can understand it. So, Ted offered to go pick up the food so I could stay home. Nice. That's awesome. Guy is good for you. It seems like it. Although, and I don't know how you're going to take this, so just let me apologize before I say it. I'm sorry, but when you shared the pictures from last Saturday, all I could think of is Ted looks like Master Roshi. I'm sorry, but he does. He looks like Master Roshi. That was nice of him, yes. And I don't even watch a lot of anime, but I know some characters, and Ted looks like Master Roshi. But when I found that website again, oh no, he's been called that before. Well, if the shoe fits, I guess. That'd be an interesting Halloween costume, I guess. Never been told you look like a character. Well, I guess that depends on the definition of character. Every night, I go to this website. Here it is. CuttingSquare.com. I come here every night. You go down here, and you can create your drill. Right-handed, left-handed, random, thrusts added. Yes, I know. Thrusts added. Got to bring it back up. Jabushalu. And usually, I'll come over here. 4 rounds, 4 pauses. You hit start. There's the thrust. And now it's going to go through the square. You can see kind of a little timer down here on the bottom showing you how long each square is going to be up. Our friend Rich, that we were talking about earlier, that Joe and Trey were helping him move, he does Meyer Longsword. When I reshared this website, he literally asked, where was this years ago when I was learning Meyer Square? Now, I think the order it's going through here, where it starts in the left top corner, I think that's from a left-handed. We can find out, because I always do thrust and random, because I don't like it being a pattern. I like being able to, or not being able to know where it's going to happen next. When you do this one, it's very, very rhythmic. It's a pattern, so you know where the next one's going to come from. So I like doing random after doing this one. So when you go through the random rounds, I'll show you. You never actually know where it's going to pop up next. Right top corner, left top corner, right bottom corner again. Now back up to the top. See, it's completely random. But I've never actually looked at the right or left-handed. And I think when you do the thrusts, it's going from a left-handed perspective because it starts from your top left corner. Let's see. Yeah, see, it starts at the top left corner, then goes down. Oh, okay, so the thrust is actually different. Because this one starts at the top corner. Well, it actually starts with a thrust, but then now the right top corner, then the left corner, left bottom corner, and right bottom corner. But if you do it right-handed, it's going to start in the right corner, then go down, then back up. Oh, then over and then up. Okay. See, I don't even know the pattern because I don't do Meyer. Oh, Dan's showing up in the last couple minutes of the show. Out of the porch doing carpentry before tonight's thunderstorm. We'll have to watch the replay to see the whole show. Yeah, you didn't miss much. You missed me rambling for the first 35 minutes before I even got to the actual topic. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in. Carl greeting Dan, and Trey greeting Dan, and Joe greeting Dan. Really would be a good drill for any sword. Yes. Evening, Dan. Glad you joined us. Chart looks like something from my college fencing days. It's Meyer Square. Joachim Meyer, usually done with a long sword, but you can literally do it with any kind of sword. Anything. And it's basically teaching you what I said earlier. It's teaching you to cut, and then when that cut is blocked, to be able to redirect the cut to a different angle to try and get a cut in. When I was first doing it, Don greeting Dan basically is, yeah. When I was first doing it, I wasn't doing it right because I didn't know. I was going and cutting all the way through. So, like, if we run it again, when it did the top cut here, I would cut all the way through the square. And same up here. I wouldn't stop the cut halfway because I didn't know. But then I went and I researched what Meyer Square actually was supposed to be used for. And now, every night, usually between 10 and 11, but sometimes I have to do it earlier so that I can catch Dan's shows. Every night, I will go through and I will do thrusts first for 3 or 4 rounds. It depends on how my shoulder feels at the end of the day. And then I will do random for 2 or 3 rounds. And that's pretty much my daily drills. Qigong, some mornings, Yang Simplified, Dragon Spring Sword, and my weird mashup of Bagua and Mantis Hand. And then in the evenings, I will do sword drills at night. So there you go. Now, before I show the ad, yes, I'm stalling. I'm making you wait. Deal with it. September 14th will be 1 year that I've been doing these streams. Now, this year, September 14th, will not be a Saturday. I gotta look this up on my calendar here, just to make sure I don't screw up. No, I'm sorry. September 16th will be 1 year. My very first live stream was on September 16th. September 14th will be a Saturday. So that Saturday, I'm going to do a special stream of an Ask Me Anything. I did one back in January. But most of my lovely sword family from the chat, they weren't watching back in January. So here is your a little over a month's notice. September 14th. Start thinking of the questions that you want to ask me. Let's try and keep it PG-13 if we can, and hopefully keep it as much on topic of Asian culture, philosophy, and martial arts as we can. But you got a month. So think up whatever questions you think you might want to ask me. Teachers tried to keep us focused on foil, but advanced students were allowed epee, but none of us were allowed saber. Well, and I will not be doing a stream next Saturday because I will be going back to work on this coming Thursday. So the 8th. So I won't be able to do a stream on the 10th. So the next stream will be on August 17th. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about then. There's one thing I would like to discuss, but I kind of have to discuss it with someone else first. So I'm not going to say anything here just in case I can't do what I want to do. But next show will be on the 17th. Now, for all the people that stuck around to the very end, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. You can check out my photographs at deviantart.com/bladedthesis. You can come join me on Patreon at patreon.com/bladedthesis. Or you can buy a shirt from bonfire.com/store/the-teahouse. You can also check out all of the wonderful people in this chat at indiecd.org. I believe that I have a new short story coming out in tomorrow's issue of Aphelion Webzine. Sometime tomorrow, that will be posted. And this story, I entirely blame on Donna. Well, I can't entirely blame it on her. But she told me to do something, and I'm not dumb enough, nor brave enough. When Aunt Donna tells me to do something, I'm going to go do it. So, keep an eye out for that. Oh, we have ideas. Oh, my goodness. I would love to do that. Oh, my God, yes. An idea for a future show, if you can get it organized, a panel discussion between me, Nick, Trey, and Rich would be an interesting show. Oh, my God. Oh, if we can actually do that, I know that Nick usually has family obligations on a Saturday, but oh, my God, that would be amazing. That would be great. Haven't done one already. I'd like to see something about tea and the importance of Chinese culture. All right, I'm going to write that one down. Where is my Google Doc? Yes, I keep a Google Doc of future ideas for shows. So I'm writing that one down. Those are both good ideas. Yes, I do have a new story. So yes, keep an eye out for that. Congrats. Thank you. Tomorrow night, yes. None of us are dumb or brave enough to disobey Aunt Donna. Uh-huh. Yep. Like that idea, Trey. Maybe a ceremony. I've seen one. I don't have everything necessary for a tea ceremony, and I am poor as shit. So if you want to see a tea ceremony, we might need some, financial help for that. You're both good boys, Thesis and Joe. You may have cookies. Cookies! That means Foxy has to make cookies. I think I have most of the stuff. Okay. Where is my... there's my... Okay. We're adding these because these are awesome ideas. I know this is dead air, but I really have to write these down before I forget. Okay. Those are down. Those are awesome ideas. Thank you, Joe and Trey. Those are amazing. No. That's not going to happen, Don. I was teasing. Because I wouldn't even know where to begin. Actually, I would, but I cannot, in good conscience, ask for that kind of money from the people. No, I can't do it. All right. I think I've made you wait long enough. Hour and 10 minutes. Kind of looks like the storm is getting closer. And I really need to start cooking dinner. So, everyone, bear witness to the summer ad.
Welcome, friends. I'm Belated Thesis, and this is my Teahouse. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADETH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
There you go. Aw, no cookies for me. Yeah. And I have actually already added that ad to Nice, and congrats. Thank you. Beautiful backgrounds. Yes. I actually scouted those. I actually had an idea for something else that I wanted to do, but I decided to wait and do that for a fall ad with the leaves on the ground and all the colors. It's going to be awesome. Local park and college campus. That's right. And they're fairly close to each other. So it was pretty easy to film one and then just drive over to the next one and film the next one. And yes, I had a mini audience at both places, because when you see me walk out dressed like that, carrying a spear, you tend to get an audience. Great ad. Thank you. Looked great. Nice. Yes. And I have actually already added it to the other brand, so you guys can run it on your shows. It's already there. So yeah, it is almost 7 o'clock. We will see about maybe doing one of those ideas for the show on the 17th. Thank you for pre-uploading it. Well, I figure I was already here. I will see everyone in 2 weeks, or possibly later tonight. If you happen to catch Last Man Standing, I might try and hop on after I walk the dog, because she goes out around 9 o'clock, so I usually can't hop on for the first 30 minutes. Have a great night, everyone, and great show. Thank you, Joe. And again, I know I've said this a million times, but thank you for all of this. You're an awesome guy, and one of these days, I am going to meet you in person, and I'm going to hug you, and you're just going to have to deal with it, because I'm going to. Link for tonight's LMS is already uploaded. The show is at 11 Eastern. Yeah, you're doing it early. See you later, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everyone have a good evening. I am so blessed to know all of these wonderful people. Look for my story. Once the story is actually out, I will tell the story of how my story came about. Dinner has arrived. Later all, good night. And idea. Well, we got to bring this one up. One last one. Blessed to know you and Foxy as well. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that.